Hey guys, Matt here with Carolina Coops, and today we are in Calistoga, California. We're about an hour and a half north of San Francisco. Behind me is a beautiful custom coop we just finished up a couple hours ago, and just wanted to do a quick walkthrough and talk about all the great things about this coop, what we've done, challenges maybe we had, and try to explain a lot of things about custom coops. So to begin with, the first thing you'll notice is it's all rough sawn 4x4 mortise and tenon construction. It's all out of eastern red cedar that we got from Kentucky and sawed it up in upstate New York, and then made our frames, again, all mortise and tenon. And we also did all the siding out of 200-year-old reclaimed barnwood, and this is also what you call true board and batten siding. Basically, the wide parts are the boards, these little small skinny pieces are the battens. The overall footprint it's 40 foot long, 8 foot wide, and in the back is a 8x6 henhouse, which we'll show you a little bit more here in a little bit. Right here is one of my favorite things to add to any coop, really, is the Dutch door. And you know, the only reason to have a Dutch door is it's kind of cool and it looks really good. But if there was something you could say, hey, it's kind of cool to have a Dutch door, and that is, let's say, especially if you do not let your chickens free range, you never want them to get out, especially on accident, but you want to, you know, in this case, throw your table scraps in there to feed them in the run area. You can just simply lift up the top part of this door and just throw your table scraps in, let your chickens eat it, and close it. There's a lot of things on this coop that is very standard with all Carolina coops. For example, you know, stainless steel cable on the gate latch. Oh, another thing I just realized is something that's custom about this coop is normally our side walls on our run are 6 foot tall. These are 7 foot tall. We added, the owner is very tall, so he wanted to go with standard door height. So we went over 7 foot tall with the side walls.
Which I think is a great touch.
You do. Yeah, great touch. Look, more work, but yes, it is a great touch. Something we haven't done before, but it looks good. But come on in here. The other thing I want to point out is on the underside of the roof is, you know, we continued on with all the eastern red cedar, and that's all 2-inch wide eastern red cedar for the trusses, for all the purlins. We did the roof just like we do all our other coops, but in this case all out of eastern red cedar. We got the 1/2-inch black PVC coated hardware cloth. You'll see a lot of black wires and staples and conduit. We did do our own electric as usual. We got a 110 outlet right here, going down to another outlet that we have the transformer plugged in for the low voltage lighting, for the soffit lighting that comes on at night. You might be able to get a shot of one of them. Just little LED lights. They look really good. We fired it up last night. I got some pictures, but it's really hard to get good pictures of what it looks like at night. They are going to put in a chandelier, believe it or not. We do a bunch of chandeliers. This gentleman has a very particular chandelier picked out. We put in a box where they're going to run their own switch leg circuit to it, and they're going to put that in later. Right here, they're going to have, they set up to 40 chickens. They'll probably max it out at about 30, but I wanted to make them a custom water bar, so we went 10 foot long. I believe there's 11 nipples on there, and they actually ran water from down below at their well up here, so they're going to hard plumb water line into the water bar, put a regulator on it, get it down to about 3 to 5 psi, and the chickens will have a constant supply of water. Here's the front of the hen house, some more beautiful board and batten siding. We also did a reclaimed ramp out of the same lumber, reclaimed barnwood. Here is the same windows we've been using, for at least for the lower windows anyways, these inserts, polycarbonate. Out here in California, I've been told they hardly ever get below freezing. If they do, it's for maybe a couple minutes, I guess. But it's still nice to be able to block on the cool, windy days, to be able to block the wind going into the hen house, especially at night when the chickens are sleeping. But they'll hardly ever need these. But they got them anyways. Oh, okay, let me get something out of the way right away, because I know you YouTube chicken police are going to go, why in the world is there stone in there? They have some drainage issues. They had to put this on a hillside. It's very mountainous here, and they had to blow out rock and whatnot. So their drainage was a huge concern. So they're starting with stone, a stone base. Think of it like the bottom of a flower pot. You just got to allow drainage, and then they're going to bring in soil for the chickens, and then they're going to do a bunch of mulching around the outside. They are going to let the chickens free range, so they won't be required to have a lot of soil in here. Basically, and a question we do get a lot is, what do I do inside the run? I have a lot of videos talking about that, but the easiest way I can explain is if you think about this being like a raised garden bed, or think of this like the forest floor. That's what you want the inside of your run to be, especially if you cannot free range. Speaking of free range, if we come over here, one of our favorite automatic doors, the Chicken Guard made in England, stainless steel door. We got some red oak runners for the door to slide up and down on. You have the option of photocell, timer, or a combination actually. You can have tell it to open up later in the day and have the photocell tell it when to shut at night. Because the last thing you want to do is have it shut early on your chickens. It's not fun trying to chase them back into the coop. And right here, some people may have seen this, wonder what it is. You got a couple bales, actually 4 bales of hemp, industrial hemp. Best stuff for the deep litter system. Best stuff for chicken bedding, period. That's what those are. He's going to put that in the hen house soon. And actually, speaking of the hen house, I guess let's go ahead and take a walk back there. The weather vane. Kind of a funny story. The owner showed up today. We've been here for 2 weeks. And loved the coop. I didn't have south pointing exactly south yet. And he picked right up on that. It was kind of funny. So I had to get back up there with my phone and dial it in. It's just funny, the details people pay attention to. But either way.
And he picked that up immediately.
Oh yeah. So we put his weather vane on for him. It's a beautiful copper weather vane. But notice something we haven't done before, and it looks really good, and I can't wait to show you the underside of it, but that's what we've been calling an extended cupola. It is fully functional. It looks really good. It does also match. One of the things about having a custom coop built by us is we can match what you have going on, and maybe, while you're right here, pan over. We're at a very nice winery, and it's kind of tough, but that building right there has that same look, so we matched that. Oh, and actually, while we are out here, notice too the roofing. It has that kind of dull gray look. That was actually a special roofing that he got in from a company in Colorado, so we special ordered it also and matched it for him. And this is a corrugated 26 gauge dull flat metal, and I was a little skeptical at first, but I absolutely love it now. Yeah, let's mention it too. YouTube Chicken Police. There is a predator apron. It's right here. They're going to come in, cover it up with mulch, make it all nice. This is so the animals cannot dig underneath. If we install a coop, it's always on there. So I do forget to mention it. Apologize about that. So let's go on. Come around here. I did a video right before we left, and I was on our lathe. I turned a bunch of cedar to make these little plugs, and that's it right there. Behind this plug is a lag bolt that lag these walls together, and then we just plug them with cedar. All right, actually, and while we're on this side, I wanted to show off. Pretty much, it's just like all our other egg hutches, but again, this is all that reclaimed barnwood siding, and they just look really good. Here's a good shot of that same metal roofing that we have up on top of the coop. But the inside, everything's the same. Drop down door. This one is a, I believe, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I lied. 6 gang nest box. Dividers easily remove if you need to make bigger nest boxes for personal preference. Maybe you got a broody hen with baby chicks. So all the same stuff, all the food safe high density polyethylene. Nesting material inside there. That's where you clutch your eggs. Put your carabiner on right there if you want extra security. Okay, so here we are. We're behind the hen house, and just to give you an idea again, this is 8 foot wide, and this is 2 foot from the ground to here. And I want to say it's about 6 foot from here to the soffit, and then just goes on up from there. There's the back side of that extended cupola. Hen house doors, very standard, just like all Carolina Coops. We got the, everyone's favorite, the hen house screen doors. Open these up, pop these off. You can never have enough ventilation. I can never say it enough. Here's a great way just to add even more ventilation. But everything else is the same. We got the nice big hen house doors. And then there's another one right here. And then we have the deep litter door. And then inside here you'll see that very popular food safe high density polyethylene. We have 4 8-foot roost bars. And you can get a good look at the other side of both egg hutches. Everything else is pretty much the same. We still continued on all the Eastern red cedar framing. And I do want to mention again, I did go into it more specifically in another video, but I definitely got to mention it now. Just because we built the coop, the framing out of Eastern red cedar, does not mean that's going to harm the chickens. You will hear that cedar can be toxic to chickens. When we talk about that, we're talking about the cedar shavings that people may use for bedding inside the hen house. You don't want to use cedar shavings for bedding. It's just, the chicken's respiratory system is just way too sensitive. But as far as the framing, it's not an issue at all. So hopefully that covers that topic. Anyways, so I want to show something off that is brand new. I don't know how we're going to get a shot of this. You're going to come in here. Yeah, that's a good idea. Here, you know what? I got an idea. Here's Nana, the camera lady. Nobody ever gets to see Nan. She's the one that pays all the bills. I guess make sure I don't go bankrupt. Either way, so up there, and plus she's taller, so it'll be easier for her to show you. The extended cupola that's all screened off, that is just adds that much more ventilation. And we have drop-down windows. So there's 4 cleats, 1 for each window. And you have to drop them in sequential order. So it's this one, number 1 here. So I'm just gonna undo this, and as you can see, get a shot of that. Closes, and they're spring loaded, so they shut against the screen. Now you can go ahead and shut the other long one there. You shut that, and then you got 2 more smaller windows. You can go ahead and shut those like that. Just like that. There you go. So now, if you had this style coop up north and you wanted to close off the ventilation, you have that ability. And we've looked at a lot of different ways. I love ropes and pulleys. It reminds me when I was a kid building tree houses. There is the option to have, just like in greenhouses, you can have these all done electronically. And then we're going to open up this other one. Let's see here, this one here. That one. Put it on the cleat. Being that they're in California, they'll probably never close these. But it is pretty darn cool. I'm very happy how they turned out. I like nuts and bolts to a product. I like things that are fully functional. And then we can shut this window. Alright, I'm sorry, I should open this window.
Each of those ropes here.
Right on the cleats, and that's it. So that's the inside of the hen house. This coop has not been the easiest to build, but I can't complain. I tell you, the weather here has been amazing. First couple days were awful. It was cold and rainy, but it cleared up. It's warm. The view has been amazing. The hospitality here has been incredible. So if you're ever, I guess it's considered Napa Valley. We're just outside of Calistoga. It's called Davis Estates. The winery is one of the fanciest wineries I've ever seen. Now, I haven't gone to a lot of wineries, but it was quite incredible. The owner gave us a tour when we were first here, and it was amazing. So if you're ever here, Davis Estates, just outside of Calistoga, it is open to the public. Come check out this coop. All right, guys, well, that's that latest custom coop. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Feel free to check us out anytime at carolinacoops.com. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can always just call us the old-fashioned way, 919-794-3989. Thanks for watching.